a relief to finally get to that song. Been planning on it working on it for 10 years, or avoiding it for 10 years. Man, there was a lot that went into that. That was, of course, Operator. It's been number 2 on our recommend a lesson list for a really long time, going back years, and I really try to knock off the ones at the top. So the old list, where to start? First of all, it is Friday, May 22nd. We're getting to the end of May and heading into Memorial Day weekend here in the States. Things are warming up. Things are kind of opening up. Kind of weird. The whole country, the whole world is having a tough time with this. But hope everybody's still hanging in there, doing well, and going out carefully. So anyway, Operator was one of the big things that came out this week. And again, I've been working on it during the whole hiatus because it really required a lot of work and planning and organizing. I want to thank Fred for coming in and singing it for me. That was pretty cool. So that was one of our new things this week. And the other was another, about the same era, 1970 or so, Michael Nesmith and his tune Joanne. So another one that really I'd thought about doing every once in a while and got a request on the forum to do it. So really can't push the recommend a lesson. And I guess now that I've started in that direction, that we are revamping the forum, and we're just a couple days away from having the whole thing reorganized, rebuilt, and restructured, and it should be fabulous, and it'll be really easy for you to recommend a lesson. And I'm going to take these really seriously now. I'm still not going to do Bohemian Rhapsody or Bolero. Probably. I don't even want to go that far because I don't want to rule anything out anymore. I've got a few other ones coming up that I'll tell you more about over the next couple of weeks that are some kind of complicated piano things that people say, well, there's not even a guitar in that song. But we have plenty of lessons like that Vanessa's done some great guitar arrangements of piano tunes. And of course, I did the Carole King one recently, Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow? Anyway, okay, I'm rambling off. I got a long list of things I want to talk about today. And since I brought up the last lessons that came out, we also released 2 other things this week that were kind of cool. A Nick Drake pack. That included one of my all-time favorite songs, not just of his, Riverman. And then we got out a pack that was a bunch of lessons, electric lessons. So again, we're kind of incorporating a lot of the electric stuff in. No, it didn't have that in it. It was, that's how it should have gone, right? I'm sure this is what they were thinking. Nah. Oh, that's it. We got a hit. Anyway, 5 Beatles tunes put together by Max, electrically driven with some cool riffs. Anyway, so be sure to check out our new Beatles pack. And speaking of packs, we've got a bunch lined up for next week, too. Oh, first I got to tell you about next week's songs, because I have a few other kind of surprises in there. This will be probably the first time I will have multiple songs that are almost level 1s. These are like beginning tunes. And I don't get around to many of those because I keep wanting to be challenged by tunes like Operator and stuff like that. But I've had a couple students work on these lately, and one of them is, I think you heard me hint at this a few weeks ago too. Beautiful tune from Tumbleweed Connection, 1970, Elton John love song. And in the song, in the lesson, I tell the whole story about Leslie Duncan and how she had terrible stage fright, but she became famous because Elton did her song. And then, of course, the Heart Girls did play it live, and so in the lesson, I address some of Nancy's variations as well. And then another one that came to me from a student. Dead Flowers by Miranda Lambert. And this came recommended by Wiley, and it was it's a really interesting tune because it's got, on one hand, she just strums simple chords capoed up at the second fret, D's, G's, A's, and there's a G and a B and a, yeah, E minor. That's it. It's a level one, but it has this cool little, almost U2 type riff, except it's on the bass strings, happening that a guitar player in the band is playing. So at first I thought, oh, this is going to be a really easy lesson to put together. And then I started working. I thought, oh, but wait, we really got to come up with a good way for somebody to do both parts. So capoing at the second fret, going into drop D. Anyway, so that's what's on tap next week as far as lessons go. And actually, Love Song leads me to we are trying to punch out like a ton of packs because we have gotten a lot of requests. It's really cool. People are saying, hey, you know what, I love your site and everything else, but I'm really happy with like a 5-pack of songs by whoever. And so next week we'll have a 5-pack of songs by Elton John. We'll include Daniel and Your Song, and of course Madman Across the Water, my all-time favorite of his. Anyway, so Love Song will be wrapped up into that pack, and then we've got an Adele pack on the horizon. Our old one of 16 intros, riffs, and licks that has, it's just openings to songs. Anyway, so our old IRL pack. People have loved for years, so we're getting that revamped and coming out too. What else? Oh, and then also from our electric side, we've got, let's see. Can I remember this riff? There we go. Should have gone like this, right? Calm down. Anyway. So that's what some of the stuff that's on the horizon for next week. The forum is just about to be, I already mentioned this, but some really important things going on the forum that are going to be, I really appreciate Kevin has gotten like heavily involved with beta testing our stuff. And so there's a long thread going on there that if you haven't checked out, be sure to. And please contribute, because we're still looking for everything that we need to tweak. And there's a lot. A few little threads in there too about the isolation collaborations that we see from the Doobie Brothers and Creedence Clearwater. I just saw another one up today that I haven't had a chance to watch yet, but it said they were doing City of New Orleans, or City of New Orleans. Just went up like a little while ago while I was working with a student. So anyway, so that stuff is all really cool. Another big thing that I really want to thank Jimmy 40 for jumping on the student reviews thing. And so everything was working there. It's fabulous. And he put up a video of his family playing Grateful Dead's tune, Althea, and I had a lot of things to kind of, the pointers, I had, reviewed what they talked about there, and I hope you get a chance to check that out, because there are some really good thoughts, mostly about playing second guitar when you've got a solid rhythm guitar player. His daughter does a great job strumming the chords and singing the song. And so it really kind of frees him up to do a lot of things, not necessarily just strumming along. So anyway, so we got that out this week, and I hope to see a whole bunch more next week, because this is what I live for, is helping people, directly with stuff. So anyway, student reviews, I'm really excited about them, so please put some in there. Let's see. I think that's most of what I wanted to talk about today. I talked about this. Oh yeah, I'll give you some hints about some other cool songs. I'm finally getting around to some of the ones that I've done acoustic snapshots of. So you're going to see Jerusalem in the near future, and that's enough. Enough teasing about all that. remember the reunion album the Byrds did, 1973? That's where that was inspired by. Recognize it? Today's mystery song. I'm sure you recognize the song, but it was a sure different version of. Anyway, I think that's it for today. I will be back next week and look forward to those new tunes, Love Song, and I didn't mention the name, I don't think, of the Miranda Lambert tune I was messing with. Did I? Dead Flowers. Not the Rolling Stones song, of course. It's a different Dead Flowers. So, okay. Hope everybody has a good and relaxing weekend and get some good guitar playing in and upload some videos for review. That's what we need around here. See you next week.